Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 17. So for box changes, not much to say. Sissy White has maxed out inscriptions now. Freya's inscription talent has come out this week with the Guyver update. What it does is plus 5% to all stats, and then whenever she gets Rose Parade, which she gets whenever she does the Rose Lash attack or if she does her 3C, if her defense is higher than her M defense, she gets Lance Phalanx automatically, which essentially just gives her more fixed damage. And then otherwise, she gets Rose Parade, which gives kind of a magic defense variant of Lance Phalanx. Besides that, this week Fridays have matches on 2 of the time blocks. Any losses that happen while you're silver or lower have reduced penalty on points. And also, I've accumulated a bunch of those tickets that allow you to not lose any points from losses if you're silver or lower. So I've been using those to kind of gradually keep my score steady and try to make my way towards gold 3. That being said, it is definitely an uphill battle. I tried to avoid saying that every box is the same, but it is straining that definition. Usually there's enough differences that it's not the exact same box, but generally, it's going to be like you have Isolde, you have Andriel, you of course got Eshian, and then from there it kind of varies. Of course, Jace. And Jace has been in every box. It's not been great. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this box in any case. I have been... one thing to note about the tickets is you have to go all the way to the actual battle itself. If you don't, that's the only time you'll get the opportunity to click the checkbox to use the ticket. So if you leave while you're in band pick, you're screwed. You pretty much lose your points. Anyway, as for our opponent here, he is player 1 in this case. Not much to say. Let's see. There are 2 tanks and then 2 healers. One of them is Almeda, of all people. They do have an act again with Eshian, but beyond that, that's about it. Oh, actually, sorry, they have 3 tanks. They do have Landius over here. And then they technically have some physical tanks if they need to with Bernhardt and Grinchale. But really the standouts, of course, is Andriel, Isolde, Jace, and then the rest is kind of not the worst thing. A lot of things that have become a lot more common is Audan Kelmo. Obviously, Audan Kelmo has her exclusive. I think she has an inscription talent, but I don't remember. But in any case, it essentially just makes her portals a lot more troublesome. They will debuff movement and all that stuff. Or sorry, they don't debuff movement, but they make the terrain around it harder to move through. In any case, I went ahead and banned Andriel because I don't really have an answer for him right now. At least not a reliable one. Besides that, let's go ahead and keep going. They banned my Isolde. And they go ahead and grab their Isolde. One thing I have been doing this week is been doing some experimenting. If I can get myself to gold 3, I am going to change up the box and try something wacky. That will probably not work. But there's some interesting quirks I haven't really been messing around with, which I really should be. In any case, Isolde, which is annoying, but we do have Jace here and Eshian taken care of. Isolde is just going to hang out in the back until she's ready to guard bypass and destroy me. I go ahead and grab Silvaria. I lose Rosen Seal, lose Eshian. They grab the Awakened one. I get rid of both their healers. And I go ahead and grab my Awakened one. I know it's a rarity. I usually don't pick her so early. Oh, my opponent ran out of time, so no band this time. Audan Kelmo. So at this point I get rid of Nemia, get rid of Sword and Light and Shadow. I grab Liana, so I have an act again at least. I lose Nemia, I lose Connie, and they grab Grenshield. A lot of Grenshields lately. It's been really annoying. Got rid of Landius, got rid of Bernhardt, and I grabbed Tatalia. And then they go ahead and get rid of my Freya, get rid of my Christiane, and they grab Lightbringer. So I grab my Lightbringer. I learned a harsh lesson about picking Hilda, which I'll talk about later. I don't know if I do it in this match or not, but there's something about Hilda that actually makes her a little troublesome. Alright. Autumn Kelmo with Fairy Spirit Prophets, Black Hole, Fireball, and Dimensional Explosion. Nothing too special there. Isolde, Giant Lizard Riders. I was not expecting that. But beyond that, it's all of her exclusives. She has pretty high defense as well. We got... Actually, she's getting defense from something. Anyway, we got Grinshield here, War Falcons, and then all of her single targets, essentially, and our Cold Shield, of course. We got Lightbringer here with Vanguards. Did bring Strength and Discipline in her 3C. Awaken 1 brought Black Hole, 3C, and Dimensional Shift, and has Poison Bat Mages. And yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary. Decent mix of AoE and so forth. My Awaken 1, I brought Teleport, and 3C and Dimensional Shift. Of course, I'm also using Poison Bat Mages. Savaria here, Disarm, 3C with Sneak and Deck Gunners. Lightbringer, I did bring Holy Guard Mages. This does make her armor less effective. She has that armor that does reduce magic damage, I think, whenever she is using mixed troops. But I went ahead and stuck with Holy Guard Mages, just so I can have the Holy Troop benefits for reducing damage. Besides that, I did bring Strength in, so I can at least buff Tatalia if I need to. And then we got 3C and Discipline. Liana here, Windbloom Chanters, and then usual Heal, Act Again, and 3C. And then Tatalia here, I brought Forest Night Elves, and brought her exclusives, essentially. Alright, so with that, let's figure out what we're going to do. So the biggest issue right now is Grinshield. Well, actually, all of them are big issues. Grinshield and Isolde are probably the biggest issues. Isolde is just going to kind of charge up or get herself set up with Guard Bypass and just go to town. So I kind of need to deal with something soon. I go ahead and push pretty aggressive here. And already my opponent's getting the shield set up, or getting the portal set up. I go ahead and fall back here. I have to do this. Well, let me take that back. Do I need to do this? So I had two options here. I could have just went with Awaken 1 and put the Spellbound on Isolde, and that would have kept her away from the portal here. Otherwise, she can just do portal here, act again, would move again, move 4 spaces to here, and then she could have just immediately Guard Bypass to kill Savaria. So I took a step back and just went ahead and set up for sniping. She's not in range of anything, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, she's just short of reaching out on Kelmo right now. And of course, Breeze proc. Breeze and Tenyu procs are going to be a huge issue here. Go ahead and put up Evil Awareness. To be honest, I should have gotten Evil Awareness up sooner, and I should have done it on someone else. I should have done it like on his... Well, actually, it wouldn't have mattered. Isolde would have just resisted the debuffs. Yeah, I think in hindsight, I should have put it on Grinshield. That would have helped. In any case, I get hit with Black Hole. Nothing too special here. So I go ahead and do Act Again. I do have Spellbound on me, but I did trigger Breeze. So I can get all the way to about here. Yeah, so right now I'm not in range of really doing anything. I could attack the Awaken 1. A few things I want to check real quick. Yep, seeing all that. I'm just seeing what her debuff actually does. It just does a bunch of extra debuffs when they take actions, essentially. And then spreads out more debuffs. Okay, just wanted to get the gist of it. Alright. So yeah, right now, I'm not in range of anything. Isolde is hanging out for now. Yeah, Will of the World. Alright, so I go ahead and do Teleport here. Even if my opponent does... Well, there's no actions remaining, so I go ahead and put up Spellbound at this point. I have two choices. I either go after Isolde, which has a lot higher defense and more health. Or I go after Grinshield. So at this point, with the teleport, I can easily get to range and start attacking. The only thing I messed up on here, well, there's a lot of things I messed up on. One of them was I misread Dark Devour. I thought it did extra damage if you had Evil Awareness within the range, but it actually just reduces damage taken. So I ended up taking an extra step that I did not need to do, which is doing this. I did Evil Breaking Law, and I really didn't need to. And doing that while next to a portal is going to gave me a debuff, and it gave me actually, did I already have that debuff? I did not. Yeah, so I end up getting this, which essentially negates my attack buff. Yeah, so I should not have done that. I should have just went straight for attack. The other issue is I should have brought Tatalia doesn't have much in the form of sniper troops or archer troops, but she does get firebrands, and those would have been probably a better pick than Forest Night Elves right now. Alright, let's see what we do. So, I don't know what Forest Edict does. Dark Devour. So I do crit, and I do like no damage. It's crazy how little damage I did there. And then it is some extra damage after the fact. So since I didn't get kill, I didn't get the fancy buff that makes it so I can't be targeted. And I don't know what that helmet did, but it apparently did something. Let me see if I can find out what it does. Okay, it's that helmet was just the exclusive from Grid Chill. All it does is if you have less mobility than her, you don't strike first, which is not a big deal. In any case, so yeah, this was a mess. One thing to note is Grid Chill was in Forest, which definitely did give her more defense. I didn't expect it to be so much, but apparently it was. So yeah, this is bad. The good news is it did do some extra damage to everyone diagonal, and it also silenced her, so that at least got me something. But yeah, this is a mess. And of course my opponent does go first. So my opponent's using this opportunity to go ahead and get a free kill using her 3C, which is of course going to give her another buff of her talent. So she's one away from getting her extra actions and destroying me. Yeah, so currently the one she has active, she has the cooldown reduction and she has the guard bypass. And so yeah, one thing to note about Sylvaria's little thing, her transformation, she cannot move again, or be teleported. She can still be displaced, and she can still be swapped. So swapping is not considered teleporting, FYI. So I end up swapping positions here, and this actually puts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so I'm within range of Isolde for now. I was hoping to do both swap and AoE, but it was just not in the cards. So for now, I just decided to. I mean, I could have went after Awakened One here, but I decided against it. So I just took the damage. Alright, and then I go ahead and use this opportunity to go ahead and go after Isolde here. She does have her shield active. She probably has Last Rites. Almost a kill, but not quite enough. So I go ahead and do Auto Creation here. This is mainly just to get rid of as many debuffs as possible. And I go ahead and move up and do Discipline. Came just short of another kill. That's definitely a theme here. Good news is I do go first. So I go ahead and I want to get something killed. So I was planning on getting the Awakened One killed. But I ended up getting Isolde killed. So each of these does... I only hit with 2 of the Meteors, and each of them did about 5,600, which is split in half between troops and her. So it ends up doing about 5,000 to her, which is exactly what I needed to kill her. So this really turned things around for the group. This does put our 3C on like a very long cooldown because I hit multiple targets, but took out Isolde, so I don't have to worry about her. The Awakened one is going to respawn, and I go ahead and get Spellbound on the back row, who are currently silenced. In fact, everything's silenced. So this puts us in pretty good shape. Better shape than I expected. So I go ahead and use this opportunity to go ahead and get a kill on Lightbringer, get rid of her self-res, disarm. It also makes it so she can't attack in melee. I go ahead and put Strengthen up on the Awakened one just to ensure she doesn't get silenced, but she does, all of her stuff's on cooldown anyway, so it's not a big deal. Alright. Double heals thanks to Talent and 3C. Alright, so it's 4 on 4. Gonna get hit with a Dimensional Shift first, which isn't gonna swap me. This is just to make sure she gets her faction buff back. Alright. So just something to note here. Right now, the range of that shield throw is all the way to here. So for now, we're okay. Alright, another Discipline. Okay, Lightbringer does pass turn, unfortunately, so she got some heals thanks to the fact that she has max stacks. But that's okay. We're just gonna whittle her down and buy some time. So yeah, Grinshield didn't even bother moving up, which is completely fine by me. I could have gone for a kill here, but I really felt like I didn't need to. Alright. More of this nonsense. Oh, right, this is what I was going to do. So yeah, my goal is actually to go after Grinshield, who's currently not at full HP, is in Forest, and currently 8 spaces away. Let's see, 4. Yeah, 8 spaces away, so I can't attack directly. But I am all archers versus all flyers. So I need to do about 19,000. Yeah, that was 47,000. So, Grinshield's gone. Alright, 3C reapplied. At this point, I go ahead and just keep whittling down Lightbringer. This time she's dead. And my opponent gives up. So yeah, very messy fight. Tatalia definitely did not come through there. I'm not even sure if Firebrands would have been enough. But yeah, it was a bit of a mess. Tatalia might be someone I actually consider replacing. So yeah, one of the things I was testing out this week with Awakened 1 and a number of other characters that have certain abilities, I tried to see what I can do with Silvaria to move her. Because you can't teleport her. But she can be displaced and she can be swapped. I could swap with the Awakened one, and there are a couple ways you can displace an ally. This is something I kind of knew. I at least knew about the displacement, but I kept forgetting. I think it was in a World Arena match where I got hit by Sage of the Trees, and the 3C pushed Silvaria back even while in Valkyrie form. So it is a way to kind of manipulate where I can target. But for right now, I'm going to be sticking with the same box, and so the only thing I can do to manipulate Silvaria's position is use the Awakened one. That being said, if you have Hilda as your tank, who negates pretty much all forms of displacement and teleporting and swapping, you can't actually use the swap trick. I found that out the hard way in one of my matches, because I was like, oh, I'll just swap positions and get some space. And nope. Negated it. I was really confused, because I was like, is it like a PvP rule? And then I realized, oh, I'm using Hilda. Unfortunately, I don't really have a tank replacement for Hilda. I have a few characters that are decent with physical, but they are all very vulnerable to magic. And most characters usually have a mixture of both. So I don't... I'm just going to have to be aware to not use Hilda if I intend on doing swapping. Or displacement in the future. Anyway, I am the Depressed Eater. This is Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 17. I'll see you guys later.